right. We are live. Starting our brand new stream, our brand new show. This is Steel Fist TV, and this is going to be a very special episode. Steel Fist TV. We are now streaming on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. We are live. And tonight's episode is going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to speak to a man who has many accomplishments, who has done many things in the combat sports world. And I don't want to waste any more time. This is Steel Fist TV. Let us get the one and only John Valentine.
I thought you were going to say the one and only Joey.
Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you. Before we even start this conversation, let me just introduce you the right way, right? First, 2017 IBJJF champ, 2015 IBJJF Pan American bronze, two-time IBJJF National Jiu-Jitsu champ, 7 times, you heard that right, 7-time NAGA Expert Division champ, 14-time NAGA silver medalist, 6-1 Steel Fist Pro, a Division I wrestler out of the University of Las Vegas, judo state champ for the state of Idaho, executive board member for the Randy Couture military charity. Am I missing anything, John?
Yeah, I mean, we need to talk about you. Forget about all that crap because nobody cares. It's really cute. I'm old, and I'm just excited to be here with you. I don't know if you can see Steel Fist, been watching your episodes, been digging in deep. But, man, it's such an honor, more importantly, to be on here with you and what you do. I don't think people really understand the commitment it takes to be behind the scenes, organizing this, grabbing photos, getting people organized for something bigger. And, man, couldn't be better cause. And you're part of the Steel Fist family as far as I'm concerned. And I'm a pleasure to be on the phone or the line with you. Christina is as well, my wife. But, man, you're no slouch too. You're no stranger on social media. So I appreciate what you do, man. You bring a lot of love, not just for me. Forget about me. The Steel Fist card is packed. It has nothing to do with me, but man, we got some great fighters on this card.
Oh, we have great fighters, and I'm not sure if I've ever seen a sub-only fight. Talk to me about this submission-only fight that you have October 2nd, and go ahead. I've never heard of it. Tell us about what it is.
No problem. So I've been involved in that community for a long time, and really where it started, that most of the sub-only fights are not in a cage, so it adds a completely different dynamic. You could be the baddest wrestler, you could be a great jiu-jitsu guy. And by the way, when we get to it, I hope we have time to talk about my opponent. There are people in Utah who have a white belt who could beat any black belt any given day. Let's talk about Jeremy Horns. Let's talk about people that never technically tested. So Utah is the toughest grapplers in the world. By the way, one of those NAGA medals that you talked about, I lost to Carl Sims. You know who Carl Sims is? One of the staples of Utah, right? So in terms of the black belt community, hi Carl. I just got to throw it out there. I lost. didn't win in Herb Dean's tournament. But normally a sub-only tournament, it's IBJJF Worlds normally, unless it's in like in a gym. I fought Chris Wells, one an amazing guy here locally in Utah. So I fought a lot of local Utah guys, tough guys. And normally it's on a mat, sometimes in a garage with a bunch of people walking around, But it's basically what it says. It's sub-only. So there are no points. There are no participation medals. And the only way you win is the other guy has to quit. So you basically get 7 minutes, no breaks, and usually everything goes. I would say the caveat is you can't grab like one finger and break it, but you can grab 3. You can wrist lock. You can break a wrist. You can cover the mouth. So if I'm on top of you in your guard and I decide I don't want you to breathe anymore, I can choke you with one hand and cover your mouth. So there's a lot of stuff you can do that I probably won't do, but it's a really intense and there's no breaks. So nobody gets like a 30-second break. It's like nonstop action and there's no points. So the idea is that everybody just goes, pardon my French, balls to the wall. I don't know who's watching, but balls to the wall. And you're like, the only way I'm going to win this thing is this guy quits. He goes to sleep, he quits, or I go to sleep. So it's really fun. It's high action. It's not what every jiu-jitsu tournament is. Every jiu-jitsu tournament is like got rules, but that means I can straight ankle lock. He can straight ankle lock me. I can rolling heel hook. I can do you can do some nasty stuff, and it's just fun to watch. And it's legal. It's in a cage, so it's legal, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah, and I actually want to talk about that cause before we talk more about the match, and because this sounds like a no Mr. Nice Guy kind of rules, anything goes, no holds barred, right? But I want to talk about the charity cause and what this is going to. I know we talked a little bit a few days ago, and I really wanted you to tell the fans, everybody watching, what this cause is for, because when you told me, I was like, wow, this is powerful.
Hey man, so, let me be vulnerable for you and your audience, and something I've never said on any interview or any podcast, right? So let me be completely vulnerable. When I first started, man, I just wanted my face on a poster. I was an amateur fighter. I was a kickboxer, and fighting it is about you. It's about me winning. It's about my gym winning, and it's about everything else that really nobody gives a shit about. You know, they're in it for the entertainment value, but it's about everything else, man. And there comes a time in an older person's life, like my life, I'm older, that you go, I love my sport. I don't need another poster in the garage. I don't need another reminder that Carl Sims beat me one day. Thank you, Carl. I know you watch. But it becomes something bigger. And then you realize how big the community is. I'm on the line with you, man. You're a legend too in this town. But I'm on the line with you, and I get an opportunity. You and I get an opportunity to group a bunch of people together for things or causes that matter. I think I've raised, I think I told you, $50,000 through 5 grappling matches, not the whole organization, but literally myself through grassroots effort, 5,000. But it took a courage to say enough about like us and Steel Fist, by the way, Steel Fist gets all the credit too. They're the one giving you the venue. It's not on a mat, it's in a cage, whole level of complexity you can't even describe, right? But I decided, you know, I've done it for 5 years. I'm on Randy Couture's charity board. I stepped back this year. I have so much going on my honeymoon cruise tomorrow at 4:00 in the morning. So we're getting ready for that. But there's so much other things in life. But this opportunity, when this charity came up, and I texted Kevin. I said, hey, would you let an old guy get in there one more time to raise some money and to do some fun things? And he's like, well, who's the opponent? And we'll get to the opponent later. I said, he's like, oh yeah. Yeah, and by the way, my opponent's got like 17 more fights than I do. He's a legend too in Utah. But I'm going to let Christina talk about the charity. I'm letting you know that this is something that means a lot to me, not just because Christina was a victim of this, but also because, man, it affects all of us, whether you lived, survived, or a part of just the journey watching it on TV. So I'll let her kind of, if you don't mind, I'll pass it over to her.
Hey, Christina, great to have you on the show, and go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. So we are raising money in partnership with the Forever One Memorial Foundation. And what that's doing is on October 1st of 2017, we had the largest mass shooting in U.S. history here in Las Vegas, where we currently live. I was there that night. I was shot. I had 18 to 20 pieces of shrapnel in my legs, all in the midst of just starting triathlon and such. But that night, unfortunately, we lost 58 people that evening.
Two from Utah.
Right. And then 2 in the years after in relation to some of the injuries sustained.
That doesn't count suicide too. It doesn't count the families. It doesn't count the family members, right? The suicide people that probably battle with that too, the depression and those things.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of PTSD when it comes to trauma like that. And the Vegas community has been wonderful, especially in the days after and through the years. We are getting ready to break ground on October 2nd, the same night of the fight, for a memorial, a permanent memorial. It will actually be on the site or part of the site of where the event happens.
$7 million. The city and contributors are contributing
Yeah.
$7 million, and they're probably short about 2 million,
Right.
right? Maybe, but they're still going to do it.
Right. But it's going to be a wonderful spot for people to go and to remember those that they lost, to come together as a community. And we really need everybody's help to build this beautiful, special spot for us all to go, for the community to go. And, just to remember and to be grateful for the life that we're living.
Yeah, man. So thank you. Yeah, that's part of the reason it's her. But it's if I asked her, should I do, and I think I initially said, well, why don't we donate to the charity? It's important. She's like, it has not, like, you're not donating to a charity. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. When you say, hey, Joey, I want you to donate to this charity, you're gonna be like, you either do or you don't. She's like, we're not donating to the charity. She says, we're donating to the victims. Forget about the charity. Charity's a vehicle. I'm a vehicle. You're a vehicle. The viewers are like, we're not donating charity. We're donating to the victims, the families. So yeah, it was an interesting lesson I learned from Christina about this whole experience,
And you mentioned, you were shot. That's powerful in itself. You're coming onto the show, you're a survivor, right? And John's getting in the cage, and he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it for a cause. This is going to help people. So anybody watching the stream, John, I'm going to be putting the QR code
Thank you.
for this charity in this stream. We'll have it there for all the viewers that are watching this. We'll have it in the link. And I think it's a powerful cause.
Thank you, man.
Mass shooting, you're a survivor. Now he's going in the cage, no holds barred, to fight for a cause. It's powerful.
It is.
And so,
Hey, Joey, I would tell you that I'm not doing anything. Like, I know when I walk down that, and by the way, my opponent, when we get to him, is donating everything that he makes back to the charity. So he's doing the same thing. He's got the same cause, right? But me and my opponent are not walking in that cage. I'm walking in the cage with everybody here. I'm walking in the cage with the Utah community. I'm walking in the cage with the people that love Stillfist. I'm walking on behalf of the family. So I'm not walking in the cage alone. Neither is my opponent. And if you don't think for 1 second, if you think we're going to be playing grab ass and we're going to be fucking around, sorry, my French, you got another, you've either never been to any of my matches, my fights, and Stillfist, then you got something to really think about. Like I always say in my post, a storm is coming. You bet your ass on October 2nd, a storm is coming, but I'm going to get the same storm. And I don't think the Stillfist fans want anything different. Yeah. They want a bunch of dudes in there like all greased up, like they're in some weird nightclub, right? So that we're going to go out and beat the shit out of each other for 7 minutes. Man, it's coming. It's coming.
This is, with a lot of the experts I've talked to about the sub-only match, a lot of them are saying this is crazy. Like, this is something we've never really seen in the state of Utah. So you're a pioneer with this no holds barred sub-only match. Talk to me about your opponent. I know you guys are both coming in for a good cause. At the end of the day, you guys are looking to come out as, one of you is looking to come out as the winner. Talk to me about your opponent and what you see that makes you feel like you're going to come out with this win.
Yeah, let me, if you don't mind, Joe, I lived there for 10 years. So several of my kids were born there. I finished my career in 2017 with a loss to Rowdy Akers. Love the guy very much. He was a legend in that sport too. So I appreciate you saying that, but the grappling pioneers were already in Vegas. The people that are, the Court McGee's that are in the UFC, all the people that are there, even the Carl Sims, the Chris Wells, the people that, the Aldos who are, at One Hit MMA, like the local gyms. And if you're not into the jiu-jitsu community, you won't understand. There's a lot of arguments to be said that a lot of the jiu-jitsu, and my coach is Robert Drysdale. It's Greg with, just Fight for Us Jiu-Jitsu, some really good pioneers, legends. I think Robert Drysdale is like 5th in the world of all time, right? Beat Marcelo Garcia. But if you don't think the heart of like jiu-jitsu started in Utah, Pedro Sauer, what came from Brazil, under the Gracies, and he opened up the franchise. There were no franchises in Vegas. There was nothing here. All the jiu-jitsu gyms were in Idaho. They were in Utah. Okay. And I came to Utah a belted man, and I'll get to I apologize. I'm not going to diatribe. I'm just trying to give the Utah community some love. But I came as a belted man and left a beat up man. I remember walking on the mat 2 belts higher than these white belts and getting your ass handed to you. And you're like, this is what jiu-jitsu is. Like these, when you were just watching UFC fights, these guys were in the trenches, the Jeremy Horns who were beating the Chuck Liddells, and they were like white belts. Like, how's that possible? My opponent's in that area. So you want me to transition to my opponent? I'd love to be able to do it, and I'll try to do it in a way that's brief, right? It's not diatribing. I just
take your time. Go ahead.
You can't say the word diatribe twice in a sentence because then you're actually diatribing. I don't think you can actually say it, right? Right? Is that true? Yeah, it's true. I talk way too much. All right. I got to tell you, like, straight up, there have been opponents that I fought in grappling matches that I just didn't like. You can just type in my name in Utah or in YouTube, put MMA. You'll see a few and you'll be like, that's a nasty fight. And you can tell I'm going to bring that same level of intensity. But I can tell you, I've never, and I'm being genuine, okay? I've been in this game since 2000. It took me 17 years to get my black belt, 17 years. But I've been in this game since 2000. I was a kickboxer before that, done a lot of different stuff. And I have never fought an opponent that I loved and adored. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean we're going to go in and I'm going to be easy. It puts pressure on me that now I've got to give you a better match. Because I love you and respect you, Joey. I got to give you the worst match you've ever had. I got to make you walk out of that cage feeling like you just got your ass run over. Okay? He's a family guy. I think he has 24, 25 professional fights in Steel Fist alone.
I thought you were going to say 20, 25 kids. I was like, whoa.
No, he didn't have that. And by the way, he's training. I get pictures. He never talks shit. I'm like, are we going to sell some tickets? You going to talk some shit? He's like, I don't do that. He's in the Philippines and he's training. He signed up for a gym. He's training like every single day. Like I see it. And you know how they train in the Philippines. A little bit different.
Yeah.
But I still think we got a better crew out here in Vegas. That's all right. Sorry if you're watching this, brother. Appreciate it. I'm going to call my Utah peeps too and get some love out there from them too. But I didn't say anything. He goes, why are we fighting? I said, well, you're old. I'm old. And we almost fought when we were in the MMA community, right? Before 2017, we almost fought. We just didn't. So why don't we settle the score and let 2 old dudes get in there and do it for something bigger than both of us? And he's like, I'm in. And I didn't ask him to donate his stuff to charity. He's like, I'm in. No, he said his wife was mad because he said he was going to retire like 5 years ago. But I'm like, well, tell it's a grappling, tell it's a wrestling match. We're just going to go in, wear some headgear and wear some knee. I'm like, nothing against wrestlers. I love my wrestlers. But yeah, I've never liked a guy so much. And I've never wanted to beat somebody so badly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can feel it, but there's in this household, there's a vibe. You can feel it, and I don't know if you saw a picture of him.
I do.
Post video. He's huge. By the way, he didn't look that way in 2017. All he's done is lift apparently since 2017. He's like huge. I don't know what he's going to weigh. May weigh 190. And that's the other thing with sub-only grappling matches. There's no weight division. So he could weigh 190 and I could weigh 150. Wouldn't matter.
Yeah. I was talking to some of the jiu-jitsu guys and the experts I know, and they were saying, dude, this is a jiu-jitsu dream. Like these 2 guys are going to go in there and they're going to be going for Kimuras. They're going to be going for everything that we just love. And it's a different kind of vibe because with MMA, you have people that love striking. You have people that love wrestling. You have people that love different aspects of the game. But for the jiu-jitsu junkies out there, they were like, dude, this is it. Like, this is it. And so it's an exciting.
By the way, I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. I'm not telegraphing what I do, but I swear to fucking God, if I get in his guard, I'm going to choke him. I'm going to cover his mouth so he can't breathe. So you guys all watching, you can think I'm an asshole, but I want to win. And if that means I have to take the breath out of an old dude, I'm going to do that. I'm even open hand choke him. I'll do whatever the hell I need to do. I'm not going to foot stomp. We're not going to do any of that crazy shit. But because we have old toes, when you're old, you have old toes, old joints. Right. We have old joints, but yeah, man, thank you. I hope I gave enough love to my opponent, man. In my best day in MMA, wouldn't have beat this dude. My best day. And oh, by the way, he was training around the same time I started, but he was training with George Francis up in Ogden. So he was training with Juan Santa Cruz, some of the legends in Utah, man. He was training with these guys, and they said, I asked him, I said, well, and maybe I'm trying to pry a little bit too. I'm trying to figure out a little bit about him. And he's like, man, we were training in basements and then going to tournaments and killing everybody. And that's how the Utah underground scene is, man. It's like everybody in Utah. I lived there for 10 years, got my ass beat more than I could tell you. Hidden Valley, Jiu-Jitsu, all those gyms out there, man. But just the Utah community. But to your point, I didn't know I was the first one in the Still Fist history to be in the cage in a grappling match. Guess I'll be the first one. I don't want to disappoint you, but man, I didn't pave the way for shit. Utah paved its own way, Joey, and you did. I've never seen such commitment to the fighters than what I've seen with Still Fist and you guys doing these shows. Like, they're behind the scenes grinding, they're running parks, they're running sprints, hoping to get a sponsor from a local sponsor and maybe make $50 so they can pay $150 in supplements. Man, they're losing money with a dream of getting into the UFC. And you can count the number of UFC fighters that got there to UFC by Still Fist and Pat and Kevin and Amanda and everybody else, man. So you better be sure that this is the best venue in the world. I love you guys.
Yeah, and everyone has a dream. Everyone has a road they take. Let's talk about yours, right? Let's talk about, is this a full circle moment for John Valentine? With all the history, everything you've accomplished in combat sports, is this the full circle moment? And if you win, will you be back?
Jesus Christ, right? That's a shitty question to ask me right here in front of my wife, but it's okay. It's a shitty ass question.
They want to know.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you this. I hope it's, in honest answers, I hope it just opens the floodgates and we get a chance, and Pat and Kevin and you'll probably end up being a jiu-jitsu matchmaker. You're going to find the next fight's going to be two girls in there who beat the shit out. You may get Bella Mir from Las Vegas, right? Frank Mir. I went to high school with Frank Mir. He lives, not too far from here. It'd be great if he could come, but Bella just fought in the UFC. How to get Bella Mir down here at the Benson Gress, Utah fighter in the world. They get that's to me what I hope happens. The full circle. Yeah, I'm a little pissed about something, but and I shouldn't be. I had a last minute opponent. I was fighting at Randy Couture's national TV. I fought Randy Couture. I sat on the board, but I always fought in the co-main event in the grappling match in the cage. And I was undefeated. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire undefeated. My opponent backs out. I call my teammate, both black belts, and I'm like, hey, you want to battle? He's like, are you going to go easy on me? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to go. Yeah, I got triangle choked in the first round. And so and by the way, I've never been submitted in competition. I've never been taken down in competition. IBJJF world champion, never got even taken down. This guy locks on the basic triangle, and all I have to do is like jump over him and like step to the side or create space or sit up. He locked it on so tight I was pretty much choked unconscious. And I went, motherfucker. And I retired for about a month. And I told her, I'm like, oh no, there's got to be something. It's got to be something. And by the way, I don't care if I win or lose this one. But yeah, there's something inside of me that goes, yeah, you got to train a little differently, a little smarter, man. But it makes it so much more fun, Joey, man, when you're fighting for something that has nothing to do with you. No more. I don't have to do any more. I'm sorry. What are they called?
Thirst traps.
No more thirst trap pictures like you did in like 2013.
Yeah. And you've got a lot of those. I saw pictures of you with your shirt off.
It's good. No, it's good. You can totally see it. Like literally the one before we met, I think I'm sitting on a couch and wearing white pants, which no man.
No, we hadn't met.
No man wearing white pants should be my size should be wearing white pants anyways. And I think it was something douchey like bad guys. I don't know. You probably will read it, post it later. My shirt was unbuttoned. It was some douchey shit. But by the way, we sold $10,000 in tickets for that fight. So I'm not complaining, but it's so much better now, man, to do this. And when we got together a long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, she's like, if you ever fight again, the rule is you have your shirt on. So the poster, you only see the poster, it says believe. Poster of me, you'll probably see it later. It says believe, and it's
yeah.
I have my shirt off, and we superimposed a shirt that said believe on.
So will you be wearing a shirt for this match?
It's still to be determined. My guess is probably not. And the reason why has nothing to do with showing off my fat ass. but it has everything to do with showing off the fact. It depends on what your game is, right? Like it's slippery, man. When you grab that gi or you grab that rash guard, you can just slide off of it. You can't really grab it. You're not allowed to grab it. So it's like, it doesn't really, I'd rather grab your this or this, you know, I just said that. I just grabbed my own tits when I said grab this. I didn't mean it like that, Joey, I promise. But yeah,
you see a lot of
the won't. The argument is we go back and forth is, am I going to wear those ugly basically underwear that I wear, and versus am I going to wear real like shorts? Am I going to wear basically underwear like I did before? I don't know.
Because you always see the jujitsu, like Under Armour shirts that are being worn in the competition. So one of the questions I had one of the fans and viewers ask is, hey, can you ask John if they're going to be in traditional no-gi jujitsu attire, or are they going out there, you know,
I'll tell you
just
what, Joey, why don't we do this?
underwear and just...
Bro, you're good at this. Why don't you let them decide?
All right.
If they, and by the way, I'm going on a cruise tomorrow, so remember, I'm not going to have as much time. But if you decide no shirt, I'll do it. Just if I only have like one ab, you can't like kick my ass. I'll do it if you guys want to. But the other thing, if we decide to do a gi shirt, man, it would be great if someone says, "We'll give you $500 for the charity. You got to wear the shirt with my company logo on it, my wife's face on the back, whatever. It doesn't matter, bro. Just so if somebody wants to do that, then we'll do that. I'll rent. So
let's do it. We're gonna put in the chat below, and we're gonna put a link, like I said, the QR code, and we're gonna see how many people want to raise funds for John Valentine's shirt. How many of you want him to wear the shirt, and if not, should he wear his cruise Speedo? We'll let you decide.
Speedo's a little, yeah, but have to be determined. There's another bunch of other stuff, man, I'm giving away. Just so if I could just give me 30 seconds, I promise.
Go ahead, John.
I'm not going to use the word diatribe again. I just did 30 seconds, but I got a bunch of stuff through my 20 years in the sport. I got a bunch of stuff, and we know a lot of us, you and me included, we know a lot of people who want to be involved in this. A lot of people, you know, they're on TV and stuff like that. I have a bunch of memorabilia. So you're going to see me pop on in the next 60 days, and I'm going to see somebody donate some money. I'm going to be like, here, you just won these autographed UFC gloves, right? Hopefully I'm going to grab Frank in the next couple of months. We'll get him to sign a bunch of stuff. So we'll have fun, right? But there'll be other ways that they can enjoy, you know, the tomfoolery. So.
Awesome. So for the viewers, for the fans, chat, if you're watching this, and I know you are, we have John Valentine coming out with UFC gloves. He's coming out with a lot of different surprises. His submission only October 2nd match is coming. And I want to ask you one thing before we get off this stream. Obviously, the UFC is coming to town, right? Everybody's talking about it. I think it's very, I guess this is how the universe works, right? That your match is the night before the UFC has their big show here in Salt Lake City. So everybody's going to be here in town. And I'm hearing a lot of rumors about UFC fighters coming to the Steel Fist event because they want something. Yeah, while they're here, they want to come. And so, you know, what do you think about that? And what do you think about, you know, Steel Fist, the UFC, Utah's combat sports scene, and how it's just evolving, especially from where you've started?
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the question. So I started in the upstairs of a gym. Frank Mir was a blue belt. I was a white belt. I did 4 classes of jiu-jitsu, and I quit because I'm like, people in jiu-jitsu. I was a wrestler. I thought I'd be tougher than everybody else, but that when I look at the UFC, specifically identifying talent, they identified Frank, a lot of people. What I can tell you, and my understanding, my belief, and I was born here. I was born and raised. Dana White went to Gorman. I went to Bonanza. So a lot of the people, the Fertitas, they went to Gorman as well. So a lot of the people, they're looking for talent.
Yeah.
So nobody's jumping on a private jet, landing it at Salt Lake City International Airport, you know, for those things. So you talk about the Court McGee's.
Yeah. I love Court.
McGee's. Man, talk about the earlier fighters who went pro. Talk about the Jeremy Horns, right? They're coming here for talent. And if you don't think for 1 second well, I shouldn't say 1 second. There is a matchmaker. Their matchmakers are going to be there. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say who they are. They're going to be matchmakers there, and they're there to identify talent, identify potential. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. Identify potential. The other part I just wanted to say, man, if you think they're showing up, and I'm not, my opponents, anybody who's watching this, any of the legends of people who've watched us who fought on Indian reservations like I did, and there ain't nobody there, and you're fighting in like a high school gymnasium. If you think they're not also going to the venues that are putting on the best show, but Pat and Kevin, I don't think you're never going to see an interview. You're never going to see an interview with anybody on Stillfist, you included, Joey, you included. You're never going to see an interview on Still from anybody going, I did this for me. This is why I'm great. You ever heard Kevin or Pat even talk about themselves? They're talking about the fighters, talking about the kids, their grandkids, talking about you, you know,
and hunting.
I watched your stuff. Like I went deep on your shit too, man. And I don't think I've ever heard you. You're really good at deflecting questions, man. When somebody asks you a question back, you're like, oh, you're really good at deflecting, which is great. It's a great humility quality, man. But they're coming, man. They're coming to Utah for a reason. They're coming to see the best in the country. And there ain't no tougher fighters than Utah, man. So Vegas, I'm not saying anything against Vegas. It's kind of, you know, the UFC gym every corner. I'm not saying that.
But, don't get mad, Vegas.
Bro, you want to go to
Utah his flowers.
You check out jiu-jitsu and MMA in Idaho. You check it out in rural Utah. You check it out in Cedar City.
Yeah,
you know,
St. George.
Jiu-jitsu. You talk about St. George with, you know who those folks are, right?
Yeah.
Cedar City Jiu-Jitsu, you talk about St. George Jiu-Jitsu, talk about all those guys, man, legends. Man, they're coming for a reason. They got a lot of other shit they could be doing. I want to wish Court good luck.
Yeah.
More importantly, man, I don't want to end this. I'm going to end this with just 2 points. The first one is about Stillfist. Thank you, Stillfist. Thank you, Christina, for having the courage. Like you don't see a lot of victims really step on the spotlight. She spoke in Washington. She's been on the cover of countless magazines because she cares about getting the news out because other people they don't want to talk about it, man. They bury it. So thank you, Christina. Thank you, Stillfist, man, for having the courage to lose money or break even every year for something bigger than yourself, man. They've been donating to charity for a long time than I ever did it, right, man? And thank you to my opponent, but man, thank you to you too, man. I would ask whatever you find in your cushion tonight, man, if it's $1, do it. And don't be anonymous. When people say that you have the courage to put your name, they're like, oh, I know Joey. I know this person. And they're like, oh, then I'm going to do it. When you're anonymous, I get it. You want to be humble. Sometimes being bold and standing for something bigger than yourself is not being humble. Just standing up and saying, I donated to $5. Can you? We don't care, man. I got a goal, 10,000. I hope I make it. And, but if I don't, we're going to represent Stillfist, you guys. And I hope my opponent trains, man. Fucking storm is coming. I promise you that. Christina, anything else on that?
No, I appreciate you having us on the show, and we really look forward to a great night, great fight. And thank you again for John choosing our charity, our cause.
Forever One Foundation. It'll be in my link. It'll be on my bio. Last thing, it's more logistical. If you do buy some Stillfist tickets, man, if you can be there, buy a ticket. Man, buy a ticket. I mean, you don't got to represent me, you can represent whoever. But if you want your ticket to go to me, even though you represented somebody else, because, whatever, actually don't do that because they won't get commission. So no, don't do that. Scratch that. If you go on and buy a ticket and you want to support us, in the notes section, you put my name and then that portion goes back to me and I can donate it back to charity.
Well, John, you're a legend. Christina, thank you for your bravery and for you coming onto the show, talking about your story, talking about why this fight is important and who this helps. I know there's a lot of people that are watching this stream that maybe they have family members that have survived traumatic moments as well. And I think this impacts everyone. So like John said, I will be putting the QR code below. If you have $1, $5, even if you have $100, your grandma gave you for
donate, you're like, things are tight, man. I'm unemployed or I'm whatever, right? We're all one interview or whatever, short of being unemployed. You know what you can do? You can hit like, you can hit share, you can put a hashtag, you can connect me with somebody who owns a business somewhere that loves what we do, man, just connect me. Then you can still contribute. Don't all have to give money, man. It's not all about money. Last thing I want to give you, I got you. You don't like questions?
I love questions.
Cool. So I got 2 questions for you. I'm not interviewing you. Thank you for the time and the space for us to be vulnerable tonight. But first one is, how did you get involved with Still Fist? It's kind of elusive on your feed.
Yeah.
That was the first part. How did you get involved with it? Why did you decide to do what you can do? I can already tell. There's no better hype man. Like, I put you up against Flavor Flav or anybody else who's a legend, right? In that respect. And then where do you see this promotion and this show going? What's your vision for that?
Yeah. Well, first off, shout out to Flavor Flav. All right. And to answer your question is it's a very unique story. My wife, she had a cousin, and he was part of Steel Fist. His name was Sterling Nitsuma, and he was a fighter for Steel Fist. And unfortunately, he had a tragic situation where he ended up losing his life out in Las Vegas, which coincidentally was due to gun violence.
Wow.
Right? So he lost his life out in Las Vegas. And I met Pat maybe a few years ago, and he came out to a speaking event that my wife had. We were talking for a little bit, and he was like, hey, we just started talking, and he's like, Nitsuma, which is my wife's surname, right? Her surname. He was like, that name is so familiar. Do you know Sterling? And she's like, that's my cousin. And he was like, whoa, wait, that's like one of our original guys. This is crazy. And me and Pat, we were already talking about a fight for me to take. And I kind of did. It's so crazy how the universe puts us together. I felt the same way. I said, you know what? I want to fight for her cousin, right? I want to fight for a cause. I want to get in there and keep his name alive, right? And so I took a huge fight with a guy named Jacob Baird, who's probably one of the pound for pound best fighters here in Utah. He's a Muay Thai specialist. He's a wrestling. He's been to nationals. He's top tier, right? Took it as my first fight, got my ass handed to me, right? Great. Yeah, and now we're friends. We're training partners. We hang out a lot, and so for me, it was really crazy how just things just came together. And where I see Steel Fist being the top tier, cream of the crop fight promotion here in Utah. I see a lot of fighters that come here with dreams, and some of them, they end up in another state, maybe they end up in another country, but you see the dreams start here, and you see their journey start from ground zero to wherever they get to, and it's a beautiful process to watch. And I think one thing Kevin and Pat do is they really groom their fighters to be the best they can be, right? They will put them in situations that are, if you're up to the challenge, you might be a Clay Collard, right? You might be one of these guys that gets an LFA opportunity, that gets a bigger. They don't hold on to their fighters and say, well, we don't want you to go on to the next level. They say, dude, you want to fight for us and get to the UFC or wherever you want to get to, dude, do it. Here's our platform. And I think that that's just a testament to their character, right? They never hold people back from being the best versions of themselves. And something unique I wanted to talk about too is, John, you were actually in my position at some point. You were on Steel Fist TV.
I was on the first early episode season. I think I'm on TV season 1 through might be 4, but I was the commentator. I was in your shoes. And then, and by the way, if you guys all have to work with Joey, please help him out. I'd call you for 4 weeks, man, and just ask you like 10 questions. I wouldn't get them. And now you're walking across the stage on pay-per-view TV, and I'm trying to make some shit up. So help your brother out, give him some notes. But yeah, man, I loved it. And the most rewarding part of that was, man, one, being part of the Utah community, but watching these people who have 9-to-5s and people who own businesses too, they put it all on the line, man. And then to watch the whole promote. I've been involved with Stillfist and Stillfist 7.
Wow.
Maybe. I think it might have been 7. They had like a 4-man tournament, like a fight tournament. You had to fight like you had like a 2-minute break, and then like, everybody. I wasn't fighting, thank God. But yeah, that was like Stillfist 7, and I was
we're at 116.
I was the first female matchmaker for Stillfist, so all the female fights you saw for 4 or 5 years, I all the title belts and all those things, I set those things up. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Holy shit, you're better looking than I was. Much better looking. If I could grow facial hair, I'd grow that beard. But yeah, man, you carry yourself very well, and your interviewing skills are great. And I don't mean that to like promote the show, but more that you're just trying to get to the real roots of what we're talking about and why we're fighting, man. But really appreciate what you do, man. Without you, these fighters who are trying to get seen, Dana White's never going to see them. Nobody's ever going to see them, when they were on your show. I watched a couple of your interviews, man. They looked a little nervous their first time sitting in the studio, but man, they were what a great service you offer to them too, man.
Well, John, you're a legend. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Train hard. We are waiting to see you October 2nd in the cage for Utah's first submission only match. Dude, have a great night.
In a cage. There's been others. In a cage.
In the cage. Dude, have a great night. Enjoy your cruise, because when you get back, you've got business to take care of.
I might still post. There won't be any thirst traps, but I'll post. I appreciate you, Joey. Thank you, and all Stillfist fans. I love you, Utah. I really do, and I can't wait to see all you guys.
All right, John, Christina, this has been Steelfist TV with our first stream, John and Christina Valentine. Make sure you check the link below for the QR code. Make sure you donate to this charity cause. One more time, name the charity.
The Forever One Memorial.
Or you can just find it. Yeah, you can type in. We have an exact link that goes right to the charity. By the way, no money goes through me. It's a 501(c). I mean, if you want to send me money, that's great. I mean, you might need some Botox. I know I do. But yeah, so we can, but anyway, send it directly to charity. It goes right to the charity. That way, man.
All right. And whether you have $1, $5, $20, or even $100 your grandma gave you for your birthday.
Share, like, connect.
All right, John, Christina, have a great night. Thanks for coming on the show. I'll see you at the venue October 2nd.
Awesome.
See you later, brother.